играешь, что у меня спрашивается?
Ну, потому что ты смотришь, я... Да. Да ладно.
Все мы смотрим.
Смотрю.
Так, да, это вот это сохранение. 15 минут. Сейчас я всем отправлю, кому хотел. А, ну да, больше некому. Так.
ВКшку.
ВКшку отправил уже. Как раз. Так. Интересное сообщение, чат. Один, погнали. Итак, ну самый стартовый разговор с ним был о том, что этот. Первая марка о том, что он сказал типа этот. Типа, когда будешь разговаривать, с ними не борзей. Потому что если будешь борзеть, то нас тут обоих закопают, и никто искать не будет. Поэтому это 1 балл в ту сторону о том, что они имеют право говорить все, что угодно, блядь. А потом эта тетка сказала о том, что опять-таки мы тебя тут закопаем, что твоей бабушке. Или она сейчас.
This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
А кто вы?
I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I've been watching you.
Что странный вопрос, конечно же, конь в пальто.
Я пришел выполнить свою работу и все. Не, ну я вообще не против ссор, но если они все вдруг решат меня убить, то и его убить, то мы втроем все повиснем вот на том же дереве.
Зато от трупа достанем. Потому что еще труп там висит. Мы же его так и не спустили оттуда.
Никакого давления. Да, давить можно, на самом деле. А вот официальных заявлений ареста я что-то действительно очканул, и все равно очкую. Ну ты и производи. Я потом тебе на могилку цветы таскать буду.
You're sure easily mentioned something about a lawyer, Elizabeth someone, but you're too dumb to remember what it was.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor.
Тупой, чтобы это
Do you have hearing
запомнить.
problems? What are we going to do to you?
Why did you say that? Did you forget you're a cop? Again.
The union isn't going to do anything to you.
Начнется арест.
It is not a crime since
Goddamn right it is.
if anything, it is the RCM who do things
Да не
to people.
агрессивная она, более-менее
But we
пойдет.
digress. What you want is of no significance, officer.
Ладно, пошли поболтаем. Здорово, чуваки. Кто здесь? Так, в ее разговоре я ничего ультраподозрительного не заметил. Наоборот, о том, что я тут главный.
Behind the dock workers, a ceiling
Ветви
height.
порядочника.
The Hawthorne branch. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows
Минус
outside.
12, еще не время.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're
Ну,
not
еще
so
не
sure
время.
about
Чё?
that. Somehow you just know this.
Yeah, your mother.
Сука.
Что еще не время?
Just
Вау,
black
10.
tangles like the hair of
Но
a
нужно
cold
было 12, похоже, чтобы это
Motionless.
вышло.
Ну да.
The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in.
Ну-ка, дай-ка. Дай.
У тебя зрения же нет ни хера.
Это визуальный анализ же был, да?
Это было
Это
зрение.
восприятие.
Вот, еще балл можно. Или нельзя? А, у меня нет... Блять, я все
У тебя
баллы
баллов нет.
расслал. Кретин. Ладно, плевать. Еще не время, так еще не время.
This is where you say your bed.
Тебе уж нужно понять, когда это время будет.
He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately.
Не поддавайся.
Detective.
В прошлый раз не поддался, и в этот раз не поддамся.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you.
Hey, dipshit.
You hard of hearing or something?
Да, глухой.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or
Накуренный? Не, я
something?
уже целые сутки не курю. Походу, для этого перса это много.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
А, не курю. Блин, не курю всего 12 часов примерно. Даже чуть меньше. Не пью целые сутки.
Вот это вообще явно рекорд. Тут как бы да.
Wow. The RCM sent us some big dick cops. Real big dick cops. Look at them. Swinging in the wind.
Блин, вчера вечером в прошлый раз мне было так смешно.
Yeah, look at the big dick on that cop.
Must be something in the water in Jamrock.
Yeah, gave him real nice big dicks.
Yeah.
You might want to start asking.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
So, you're not just here to swing your big dick. You're here for the pretty boy. A real looker, that one.
They couldn't get him down, boss. He's still up there, stinking up the place.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor? Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Итак, по мнению игры, по мнению ДВ и по мнению Кима Цураги, в этот момент я должен начать подозревать, что все не так просто, о том, что они это говорят под каким-то подвохом, а не потому, что они могут прикопать меня просто на заднем дворе. Хотя что Ким говорил, что может, что это намекало. Хотя, опять-таки, когда мы напрямую спросили, сказал, не-не-не, конечно, мы не преступная банда. Ну и вот он, наконец-то, тут прям этот. Ну, я повесил, и чё?
As he speaks, his
Ну,
fists
блин.
contract.
Тут опять-таки это самое... Ну вот прикиньте, это самое, вот прийти, там, не знаю, в какую-нибудь КГБ-ку нашу местную, сказать, типа, а вот я там чувака повесил.
Нет,
Как бы-
это КГБ не какой-нибудь проезжает тысячи километров, приезжает в какую-нибудь деревушку, где количество медведей сравнимо с количеством людей. Заходит один-одинешенький местный бар и спрашивает, не вы там чела прибили? И 5 бугаев к нему, его такие окружая, подходят и говорят, ну мы, и что?
We did this
Ну,
together
вызывается подкрепление, как бы, и все.
until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck. Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Все 7. Хотя ладно, о том, что это юристка такая, все 7, все. Ладно, вот это уже
Playing to
немножко
their
подозрительно.
considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so.
Спасибо, авторитет, я это как
How
бы...
many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse? for
Троих,
them?
но, к сожалению, нет этого в диалоге.
Or send them to reunion to rot for 20 years.
Я в прошлый раз сказал, это были преступники всякой швали, в этот раз хочу это сказать, потому что от этой другина меня уже тошнит. Я столько пью, пошли они нахер, не буду я им это говорить. Ну, это как бы да, но есть ребятки, которые с 39-го, с 41-го года выполняли свою работу, так что этот вариант тоже пошел нахуй. Поскольку нечего осмотреть, никто ничего не хочет оспорить.
Да нет, наверное.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was
Ну
coming
тогда
to
разменяем
him.
порядок. Он был не лучше, тогда почему?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And
Ну да, вы тут всех наемников вешаете. У вас деревья могут закончиться, не боитесь?
he stepped out of line.
Новый посовет.
Они
На
растут.
субботничке.
И взорвался.
What kind of mercenary?
Каким наемником он был? Херовым, наверное.
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. had Kohoi and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
RNA's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
У меня теперь в голове хорошо нарисовалась сцена. Представьте себе, его такие подтягивают на петле, он такой ломает четвертую стену, смотрит в камеру и такой: итак, вы, наверное, хотите знать, как я оказался в такой ситуации. И вот этот вот флешбэк.
Слушай, они бы компанию с нашим копом бы сделали. Один хотел развалить всех, коп хотел развалить себя.
Коп хотел всего лишь спеть в караоке, не трогай его.
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNA's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck
И
everyone.
поэтому решил прочистить его выстрелом из пистолета, да.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Так он уже совершил дурное, вот дебил.
Wrong.
Ну да, это как бы уточнение.
Harassed workers.
Изнасиловал.
Threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
Просто 8, всего у вас 11. То есть, кстати говоря, кубики, которые тут невидимые, на самом деле, если бы не была раскачана у меня как бы не сама эмпатия, а характеристика, связанная с эмпатией, то может быть и И оно бы сводило нафиг. Но с другой стороны, тогда
Kill us
интеллект
all.
какой-нибудь.
If we don't open the gates. If we don't.
Нашли бы где обосраться.
If we don't.
Всегда обосраться, всегда обосраться. И тут обосрались.
He said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke. Right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
Ты глухой.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez
С
matter.
клоунами я
I'm not
ненавижу.
discussing it with you.
Все
clowns.
клоунам расскажу, всю подноготную, но ее не получат клоуны.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
Titus, do not answer. You have been forthcoming enough.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough.
В ходе объявления всех клоунами самое главное случайно не нажать за собственный нос.
What are you
Главное, не
talking about? Embarrassment.
И не наступить на
If
свои
someone has been
красные
sexually
ботинки.
assaulted, we need to...
Ну, это понятно.
Ну и нос, ладно. Имя вам
What
нам
you
нужно.
need is to get the fuck out of my face. I've had enough.
Не, это не
As you
конец
can
дела.
see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my best to
Необоснованных.
keep the situation
Там
civil.
человека изнасиловать пытались. Если мы хотя бы играем в копах, то это
It
самый
won't
обоснованный
be for
вопрос.
long, she means.
Ну, пытались, но не получилось же. Чё
She was
сразу?
the only thing holding him back.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't. Do you think you could do that?
Как?
Do you think you could?
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
Ну а кто тут главный?
Who do you fucking think does?
А, то есть... Да. То есть, чтоб шестой вариант, что Харди главный, надо сперва обратиться к ней было. Это прикольно на самом деле. Я думал, я смогу просто разменять порядок, но нет. Ну ладно. Я думал, пятый вариант тогда тоже нажимать. Давай пятый.
You keep him the fuck out of this.
Мы автономны.
We have
Опа-на.
autonomy.
Опа-на, защищает его максимально. Это, кстати, немножко интересно.
Everard runs the union. I run the Hardy Boys.
А, ну то есть ты все-таки
When
главный.
Titus Hardy says he runs the Hardy Boys, he means that in an administrative
А мне кажется,
capacity.
потому что Сало иначе
On
его
that
это
night,
самое, его самого на
everyone
Сало
acted
пустят.
as one man.
Если он Сало подставит.
Ну то есть их важная цель все равно защищать сало.
Подставил одно сало, загребло второе. Их же двое.
You
Ну
don't
да.
have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like
Known him? We don't associate with scum like
Когда
that.
познаю, когда...
Yeah. Who do you think we are?
Не, ну, блин, реально как-то стараться.
quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that pine.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid ass cow they sent in to
Тупое
fuck us over.
животное.
But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interest in things.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer,
Да у меня
Your
всего
interview
один
is
вопрос
drawing to an
остался.
end.
Все остальные вопросы мы уже
Don't
обсудили.
We hanged him up by his neck
Что тут
until he got
непонятного?
real
Как вы его
stiff.
вырубили
Didn't they
сперва?
teach you anything at the cop school? It
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years
Хотя бы
of
2
cop school
года.
and many
Хотя
more
бы.
of service.
18 лет стажа, блин.
Certainly enough to not put up with this back sass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
Возможно, этого можно не знать к этому моменту.
you
Хотя,
don't have to clarify anything.
Ну, это день
Не
совсем
We overpowered
профукать
him.
надо.
Dragged his unconscious body to the tree. Put a noose around his neck.
then we left him for seagulls,
Вот это
maggots,
второе,
and
что
you
меня заставило
fucks.
заподозрить.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie.
Не, немножко.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened.
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much.
Ну, получится так получится, не получится так не получится.
Titus is so miserable, and so are a few others. But
игрок в Хардстоун.
Ну, это второй раз, кстати говоря. А, жердей.
a single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
And fuck you, too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this.
His all-muscle comment wasn't
У меня с
sarcastic.
этих станинских гыгыканий
He's
уже прям
genuinely
чуть ли дрожь не
trying to
берет.
look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder.
Пока что.
Like what, copper?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Starting from the right. Boot size sitting on his right. Standard across at the other table. Hobnailed work. A symmetric burn on his neck. And then standard. The emblem on his vest in the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced on his neck. Size 41.
И у них, конечно, ножище,
The
типа
light
46-й раз. Вы вообще видели людей с 46-м размером
An
ноги?
older man with a
Да.
red face, mean,
Знаком
watery
не был,
eyes,
но
and
когда в
two
обувном
front
себе
teeth in
покупал,
the
передо
middle,
мной бывало
heaving
стояли
and
и
wheezing.
этот.
In conclusion, exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking about, madman?
Ну это, блядь, ласт уже, не ноги, извините.
Ласт это плоскостопие. У меня 42-й, но это ласты.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire.
У тебя слишком маленький ласт.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn!
Ласточки.
So let me get this
Так
straight.
сказать.
There is an...
That's right. We're not talking about. You're not cops here. Don't go.
Good. We are all watching each other.
There's no point in pushing it further,
Немыслимо.
he thinks. This is already
Это белая проверка,
We'll
показать,
learn
кто
more
здесь
about this
главный.
eighth hardy
17%, если вы ее провалите, вас подвесят. Ну, не провалят, на самом деле не повесят, но это явно будет прям сильный урон по шкалам.
Ну,
Так, голосуем. Кто хочет, чтобы я это нажал, кто не хочет, чтобы я это нажал.
Это без толку. У тебя, типа, авторитет недостаточно. Тебе нужно выкинуть 6-5, 6-6 или 5-6. Это шансы 1 к 12. У тебя нет... Я не верю в такие шансы.
Хорошо. Давай, скажи что-то.
Again.
побегай по миру.
Good one.
About fucking time.
Давай,
Окей.
повтори.
Побегай по миру, у тебя есть еще куча людей, с которыми можно поговорить.
Окей. Пошли побегаем. 3 к 1 или 3 к 0, в зависимости от того, что сказал бы просторно. Мы вернемся.
I've got nothing to say to you. I am not
You could be Liz. You could be anything.
even a mod. Glenn.
He's right. With a face like a cold look in her eyes.
Пам-пам-пам. Так. Сперва можно бегать по водителям, выяснить, кто все-таки торгует наркотиками, а потом сбегать, кто и заодно спросить про это и... Ну-ка, ты мне что-то на это скажешь?
И про то, и про все можно спросить.
Так, о, ты худощавый, кстати говоря, ты как раз один из водителей, с которым мне надо поговорить.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Ah, man, me and narcotics go way back. But those days are behind me.
Just be straight with him.
Просто будь с ним Ну, внушение, ладно.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here.
Если не знаешь, тогда
Nope.
дай покурить.
Don't. Some of the other.
You really need them smokes. Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You'll have to ask around elsewhere.
You could also check the kiosk down. Huh? Oh. No, I ain't the bosses, man.
Как-то электрохимия не очень полезный совет дает, как мне
Yeah, it
кажется.
sure ain't good for me.
Так,
Электрохимия дает советы, как скуриться. Или с наркоманиться, или сбухаться.
так это и основное ее предназначение.
А я уже 2 балла туда вкинул, гений.
Не вижу в этом ничего плохого.
Зовите минусы, да?
A lorry stuck in the windows are clear.
Ты разговаривал с большим человеком?
Вроде бы да. Пошли поговорим еще раз. Если да, если нет. Да, вот. Что такое забастовка?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their ass, beats me.
Хороший вопрос.
Nonsense about boardroom.
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape.
I work hard. And I would
work
work
hard.
even harder.
Вот, мы тут все говорили. И с тем жердяем тоже говорили. Жердяй подозревают тощего.
А это... С ключником.
С ключником нет, а где его искать?
На этом, на лестничке стоит.
А,
Рядом с
сейчас
ним.
вернусь.
Он забодается искать.
Скилл отключения микрофона — это редкий скилл.
Лучше поздно, чем никогда. Ну, сейчас я тоже отойду.
Ну, отходи, коль не шутишь. Да ничего, ничего. Больше проблемы не в том, что ты отошел, а в том, что ты не выключил микрофон.
На стриме выключил. Ну, а в ваш микрофон попало все в порядке, вроде ничего страшного. Или это было как-то громко неприятно?
Эй. Ладно.
Так где ключника из... А, так, сейчас. Тут в журнале должно быть более-менее написано. И курильчик на балконе. Так. Зови меня Манана. И где это зови меня Манана?
Не, я же говорю, на лесенке стоит рядом с замостующими.
А.
Кстати, чек можно бетовать. Обналичить в этом. Видел же у расиста рядом дверь желтая?
I guess personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't around. I was just messing with you. Imagine, you cops go on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Я делаю все это для рабочего класса.
I knew this man wasn't coming. And it's a good thing you're doing too. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse.
Хорошо.
Okay, but where did...
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who
he is, and what they ask him about the Hardy Boys.
The little boy had a good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon me.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union...
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and it serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave...
And Mesqui's epic there, all across Martinez. I hope it's a minor nuisance.
He thinks, not yet.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from...
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high... They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood...
Изякон, это я. Да ну его, я не хочу на этого гнать.
The man whispers a jaunty tune.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why? What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organ.
He means a more violent faction could easily.
Understood. This.
No problem. I wish the best. We're negotiating our share. Aye. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board. So I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes the...
By that, you mean...
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see?
Ну как ему не заниматься коррупцией?
The old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure.
Умеренный любитель роста.
It's not like you want a saintly...
Да блин, слушай, он в контейнере же, это самое, в контейнере живет, и там у него вообще ни хрена нет, кроме кресла.
И бумажек.
И табуретки по самой последней
You
скидке.
would like to say.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying, even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I will have to submit to a new one. See, I am primarily a lazy person. Sure, I have the necessary free time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having it all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Он последователь 500 назад франко-нигерийского кодекса Боядеро, переосмыслившего спецкую крутость. Землевладелец, странствующий пастух, верный себе, независимый в делах, преданный друзьям. Ну, это не совсем коммунист, поэтому... Но, с другой стороны, тут или Боядеро, или дух диска. А и то непонятно, коммунизм, не коммунизм. Что?
Ну, я могу пошутить про то, игра как называется.
Ладно, давай диско.
The man sits on the railing.
Все, пошли поболтаем. Автосохранение по времени или потому что я с ним так хорошо поболтал?
По времени. Ну... Кстати, тут есть, по-моему, быстрость.
Мне не интересно, не люблю, не
Welcome
привык
to Frit. Feel free to...
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
She pops her raspberry-flavored. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to...
Okay. I'm not really supposed to... Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now.
Что?
Speed and
Ничего,
gin.
ничего.
Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She scrunches up her face.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but not really. No. I don't know, really.
No need to worry.
Великолепно.
It's just standard procedure for...
Okay. Uh-huh.
Самый бесполезный персонаж игры. В принципе, как и вся молодежь.
Что самое бесполезное? Она самая бесполезная в нашем исследовании. Это да, пожалуй.
Ну, блин, ну это... Вот что ты скажешь о разговоре об этом?
Бесполезно, зато 25 этих получил. Не буду ночевать на улице.
Я ничем не занимаюсь, как и все тут.
Guess not, no.
Good thing you're an
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Don't ask, don't look, don't do anything here.
Сила воли, успех.
Get back to work.
Окей, успех так успех. Успех.
А ты ж...
Что? Чек я обналичил.
Не, ты не поставил себе мыслью на бросание бухла?
Так, прошлая мысль закончилась, ну-ка. У меня еще 4 минуты до социализма. 4 минуты до социализма. Отлично звучит, а?
Ты просто потом посмотри, что он тебе даст.
Неважно. Я буду ему следовать, чтобы он мне не дал.
4 минуты до социализма, у железняка затекла нога.
Хороший ящичек. Ким записывает что-то свое барахло.
St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and the mail collection box seems pathetic. And then suddenly, you see it.
О, а ты кто? Ладно, не важно. Так, все, пошли туда.
А что, непонятно, что ли, конь в кожаном пальто? Странный вопрос.
Это уже второй конь в кожаном пальто.
Все мы конь
не бывает.
Все мы конь в кожаном пальто.
Так, мне хоть кому-то из них прям реально надо? Да вроде бы нет. Разве что торговый зал, типа, что там в торговом зале? Или в этом торговом зале?
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought the doorbell is broken. The bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore.
Пожалуйста, не звоните сюда больше. Так,
Mazovian socioeconomics.
Что тут нарисовано?
0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Чё-то я не понял, что вызвало такую волну истеричного смеха.
То, что это бесполезно.
Ну, 4 очка опыта. Не-не-не-не. Я из этого выжму
ну,
то, что
блин,
смогу.
Я находил получше. Пиарка.
Ну и опять-таки, Сип, как тебе этот визуальный анализ -1, реакционеры повсюду, авторитет -1, ничтожный инвокоммунист. Как тебе это?
Реакционеры повсюду.
Пустошь реальности. Давай, погнали, пустошь реальности, блин. И авторитет -1. Это усложнит парочку проверок. И все равно не хочу от этого отказываться. О! Так, а с тобой как похуй. А, никак? Ладно, пошло нафиг.
Тебе никак.
Надо обходить. Да, я вспомнил, надо обходить. Хотя сейчас от того, что я с тем поболтал, ничего не изменилось.
So?
You should thank him.
What? Don't be playing Kuno off. Are you snitching, Kuno? This is some ancient bullshit, people. Kuno would rather take...
You found a real nice button to push. You're a little bit closer now to understanding this kid.
О, равные шансы.
Реакционеры, реакционеры. Кругом одни
He's on your
реакционеры.
crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out.
Fuck no! Kuno, they've all... Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
Эмпатия. Так, давай-ка вбросим бал в МП. Или ну-ка.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. Shit. Get me can't do that. Pigs can't displace. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno. Oh, that. Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah. Kuno plays on snuff. That's where Kuno gets his day.
Bet you'd like to
Блин, я
ride
забыл про
lightning
то, что там
too,
есть третий
wouldn't
этот
you?
вариант.
You feel tired and old.
Чуть не
but you
подавился
could have
чаем.
that sparkle in your eyes.
It's a vitamin pig. Don't you know anything? Yeah, it's the mag.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this pig.
Fuck you, pig.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk. The fuck do you want? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Yeah? The king. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't.
Блин, хочу бросить в эмпатию. Вдруг выйдет, а? Эмпатия где-то тут вот, да. И у меня есть очко навыка, как раз то, что надо. Давай-ка еще раз.
Fuck does Kuno care?
58.
Очко навыка это важно, да.
What's going on?
Да как
He's
же
an
ты...
ungovernable youth.
Get your snap. You should get. You.
That went wrong. He took it.
Kuno doesn't.
Легендарная неудача.
Будем играть по-честному. Не хочу я тут загрузки сохранения. Ну, насколько могу по-честному, во всяком случае. Если я сдохну каким-то образом, то, понятное дело, я это загружусь. Но чисто из-за проверки, из-за этой...
Ну, понятно.
Зря 2 балла в электрохимию бросил. Вот это зря. Надо было.
А перекинуть уже никак нельзя?
По-моему, нет. Давай.
Нет.
Ищи пакет. Да не, что говорится. Значит, не рылся. О, давай с тобой пока что.
You're back. Good. On the contrary, officer. There are yet camioners you have not talked to. And don't look so surprised. In a time like this, it would be... I suggest you go...
То есть тот стукач, с которым я не поговорил, или с кем я не поговорил? Ладно.
То именно.
Hello again, officers.
Не
Have you come to
вывозит.
admire my music?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you the... If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. No. That's all the snitching. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal...
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Trying to sneak up.
This must be it. The royal lion. Guillaume's kitten. You knock silently.
I guess no one is in. Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for. But apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not... I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. On the other hand...
Storage. Знаешь, как выглядит самая эффективная инвестиция в этом мире?
No one seems to be tailing. Yes. Presenting the fabrication is known to get results here and
Вот
there.
так.
You took this task. You make the call.
The leather upholstery is, in fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You try to be as silent as you can. Finally, the door unlocks with a small... Well, buddy, you open
Ты
it.
хочешь шутить? А для Дудо это стало, кстати, реально самая эффективная инвестиция.
You can feel the air moving.
Что самая эффективная инвестиция?
A whistle.
Поддержка производства шаурмы правительства Кыргызстана.
Я все равно вхожу сюда, чтобы...
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman.
Пока оставим в покое. Пока что у меня нет идей, зачем это. Зачем их трогать, эти долбаные кружки.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty. This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomenon of this wondrous archipelago. You're sure you...
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Так, тут как раз вариант... А, тут нет варианта консерватор, не консерватор.
The lieutenant does not bow to the flag. It is not my flag, he thinks.
Так, что у тебя есть? Деньги? Рубашечка. На что рубашечка? На логику. Мне нужнее.
Ударь сейчас, сломай колени, что могу сказать.
A row of mugs sit a little ring. Though cheerful, the images betray a lack of interest in human beings. The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Нацист. Фу. Расист. Расист.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Блин, представил себе терминатора, который мне нужны. Твои ботинки. Куртка на логику.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much.
A row of mugs.
Я думал, как раз эта желтая кружка нужна для того, чтобы ее туда такой поставить.
It's just a racist, but it will not happen.
Хочу обсудить кружку. Кружка, пошел нахуй.
Все шлют нашего главного героя нахуй. Даже бачок.
И даже кружка.
И даже кружка.
Так, я пропустил одного водителя. Ну, пошли искать того водителя, которого я пропустил. И еще теперь можно поговорить с Эдвардом, сказать о том, что мы там порылись, мы там все спиздили. Что дальше?
Ни одного.
Кого ни одного?
Водителя.
Совсем плохо.
Ну...
О, пакет! А знаете, что этот пакет значит? Что мы наконец-то будем собирать бутылки.
О, ты тоже решил этим заняться?
Отлично, теперь мы начали собирать бутылки.
Ну, только денег мало.
Да понятно. Сейчас и побираться пойдет.
Так уже давно.
Блин.
Ты еще скажи, вы таки так говорите, будто это что-то плохое.
Я в этом не вижу ничего плохого.
Улицы становятся чище, наш герой становится богаче. Ты еще на дворников начни гнать.
Тут придется гнать на дворника, потому что глянь сколько мусора. Оставить у них же нет дворников.
Как у них вообще тогда все работает? Если у них дворников нет.
Вот так и работает. Пока главный полицейский не начнет собирать мусор.
Ну, в принципе, резонно, да. Странно, что-то не подумав сказал.
Look in his hand.
I'm trying to, but you keep
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Ну, 58%. Хотя, стоп, сперва понаблюдаю, потом этот. Потом оно еще баллов докинет, если я понаблюдаю.
You're munching and complaining. I've ruined my... Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my... I hope you passed out from it. You goddamn jellyfish.
Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Блин, а теперь низкие шансы. Почему? Что случилось?
Потому что ты 2 потерял.
А в честь чего я их потерял?
Потому что там был плюс 2 за то, что действовать быстро и без этих. Без остановки. А ты решил остановиться.
Life? Can you please... Honey, you are the angriest man in the world.
Эх, такое ты пропустил.
Не останавливайся. Никогда не останавливайся.
Так, 45 минут. Блин, хотя ладно, я быстро проскипал. Нормально. Я не просрал 8 минут. Ну, как бы просрал, но на самом деле я просто сейчас быстро буду действовать и все. Мы вышли из помещения, только что мы побежали искать пакеты, собирать бутылки. И шутить про нашего главного героя, конечно же. Собирателя бутылок. Так, это взять. Так, монтировка в одной руке, пакет в другой руке. Эх, Гордон Фриман, что ж с тобой стало-то? Кстати говоря, давайте-ка мы выберем логику вместо грубой силы. Сказал я и надел рубашку из мускулки.
Так тебе сейчас нужна грубая сила.
А, точно, туда грубая сила. Стоп, а где рубашка, которую я туда взял?
А ты туда не заходил.
А, я наоборот перед этим, блин. Я после этого не сохранился. Зря. Надо было после этого еще сохраниться.
This month, the royal lion. Gear, you know.
I guess.
The leather, in fact.
Let's be honest. Apparently, I mind. On the other hand, yes. Presenting.
You try, finally. Well, buddy, only as you hope. A row of mugs sit a little. The images, the owner of these, the lieutenant.
I'm beginning to feel better.
Yes,
there's the and now.
Perhaps you should break it.
Who knows?
Не зря посмотрели на кружки. Это все смотрели.
This is the flag of. This isn't just. It's an. It is but one of the many. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's.
Это не меняет опыт. Взял это. Взял это. Напялил. Сохранился. Если есть что-то на грубую силу, надел что-то на грубую силу. Полицейская волна, концептуализация, сумрак, скорость реакции. Кстати говоря, скорость реакции. Вместо... А, у меня нет шляпы, кстати говоря, на...
Мозг бомжа.
Логика.
Простите, что?
шапка, ты наведи на шляпу.
Оранжевая бомжовская шапка.
Не, ты нажми на нее. И справа описание.
Вязаная шапочка с двумя громадными дырками. Такой могли использовать в качестве маски во время вооруженного ограбления.
А, мозг бомжа, лол. Кинс-1 риторика, мозг бомжа.
А, тут еще у всех этих свое описание. Так, а это...
Конечно.
Глаз алмаз, не хватает выразительности. +1 внутренняя империя, живое воображение. Следы от никотина на пальцах. Блин, кстати, у меня. Да и сумрак лучше вместо лихохимии. Так, отличный обзор, слишком высоко. Тут описаний нет. Отличный вид, ретроспективность. Так, а другие штаны есть? Есть на эквилибри... и то на электрохимии. То есть или минус скорость реакции, или минус эквилибристика. Но при этом, если я без штанов ходить буду, меня, наверное, будут как-то глупо смотреть. Ладно, пока -1 эквилибристика. Пока. Надеюсь, я все-таки найду этот. Возвращение на улице, знай свой район. И, наконец, рубашка. Работать! Отлично, идеальная концовка. 10 утра, еще даже не полдень. У нас очень много времени пособирать бутылки. Это в игре. В реальности у нас на часах 9 вечера. Как минимум у меня еще какое-то время есть. И как начнешь прям вообще вырубаться, ты скажешь, чтобы мы вот до какого-то заключения.
Я тебе так скажу, док, во время твоих беготни счетчик не тикает.
Какой счетчик?
Времени.
Интересно. Ну ладно.
Счетчик тикает только во время разговоров.
И во время собирания бутылок.
Про 40 часов сказать, что это?
Чатик почитай.
Чатик.
Евгений Габрачев, ты только начал. Ну, 5-й стрим по этой игре. Спасибо.
5-й стрим, 2-й день.
Да, в игре 2-й день.
Вероятно, нас посетил эксперт.
Но спойлеров мы тут не любим.
Ну, по этой игре, по крайней мере.
Я не помню, какой мы любим.
Я если увижу сомнительно, я сразу отправлю на подумать.
Только прошел. Только прошел.
И как?
They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime. You are immediately surprised.
Минут 20 назад в первый раз.
No matter. You make God. This is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Евгений Горбачеву зашло.
The ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight. The nervous system calibrated. Until a chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind. West, in the Grand Couronne area, a sharp overhand left. Arsène Edelbrock sends the Samarin an embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Behold the fear and confusion reflected in the eyes of the two feeble. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem? I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin...
A man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood pressure.
Народ, у меня у одного стрим сдох.
Не, у тебя, наверное, у одного.
Окей.
У меня...
Кстати, интернет в полном порядке у меня.
Окей.
И к тому же.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 pool. No, no you don't. Our pétanque game is ruined.
Take it easy, René. This is just a
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. Good. Mistakes are forgiven. When men at least try to right them.
Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during... I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours.
He feels like he
Понял,
has to
почему в
justify
минус
himself.
в прошлый раз в минус попал?
Что?
Понял, почему ты в прошлый раз получил минус 2? Ну.
Да, потому что тогда бы он сделал все правильно и не получил задание.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately,
Тогда бы он просто сделал себятину, а так-то вообще не знал, что это за игра, просто действовал как на этом. На интуиции. Типа видишь шар, кидай.
It's a private matter.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man...
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your...
It's his heart.
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last...
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any...
Простой человек и всяк перевода.
Created this job for René because he knows the royal
Yeah.
carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD. Even
Yeah.
something a man can
В личке у Просторыча.
A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects
ладно.
bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Дэвид, ты это выбирал, нет?
Ага.
Там смешно же.
Я уже не помню.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that.
Все занимаются. Отличная.
Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Половина сидит, половина охраняет. Ой, не то. Половина города мусорит, половина собирает бутылки.
Yes,
Ну, типа.
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
She
И это весело вдвойне.
is nobody.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't enough.
Yes, yes. Like I said...
В принципе, это ха-ха такое мрачное прям.
Anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about... In Martinez, the union is the law. So cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you.
This is a man with a lot of past.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. I do. Fire from heavy artillery. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy odd commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiant, should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women.
Yeah, but
because this place is a damn beachhead. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revach.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out.
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser. Damn right, son. They let the fire of hell.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, have assured.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Коммунистический вариант, плюс 4 опыта.
Preposterous! Surely you don't mean it. I'm just sorry it had to be them. I would have preferred if the right honorable king...
This royal failure.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. Damn Frisell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. A true king in both blood and mind.
Evil communists.
Before Frisell. The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already?
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too.
It's no use.
Evil communists awaits.
He was still in Daddy's borders when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth. Ah, yes. King Philip the...
Oh, absolutely.
Монархист вообще.
At the mercy of a cocaine snorting
как он
tyrant
воодушевлен
who
на
emptied
да,
the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine. Cocainum. Sounds like our...
A superpower. Feared and respected. A testament to what
Да,
this country can be under the lead decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never... A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What?
The Carabineer doesn't reply. No one and nothing can change this man's mind.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple-nosed candy.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
Интересно, он всех правителей наркоманов будет оправдывать или только вот этого, который ему нравится?
That's why the Philippine kings used
Я думаю, да.
for clarity of vision, to aid in their...
I'm satisfied.
А чё б не оправдать-то?
Of course. Clarity of vision.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in lake.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
Нет, тут я не буду спорить. Пошел нахер, надоел.
I'm listening. Right.
Пошли искать буёк.
Какой буёк?
Ну, шар, что мы выпьем.
Булёк. Тогда.
Ага, да. Держи в курсе.
Так, это я ящик гладил. Это тоже 10 центов. А, кстати говоря, в том магазине, кажется, там карта Ревашоля была. Мне кажется, я на первом прохождении там ее нашел. Или нет? Если она не там, давай, скажи, пожалуйста, где карта?
Это будет... Если... По-моему, ее можно и не покупать, но если я скажу где, то это будет спойлер.
Так, а если...
Is this about the...
Так, а купить ее тут где? Я что-то не вижу.
The tear machine stands
Она не
in your
здесь,
bottles
она в
clump into the
библиотеке,
machine.
по-моему.
You see several packaged.
Чё?
Ну там просто
A colorful display of cigarettes and
это нельзя озвучивать на ютубе, это забанят.
Again, I'm obliged to
Блин,
inform you that
скиньте
both
сюда.
alcohol and...
Там мнение не угодно.
Лично.
В библиотеке... А, и это где журналы продаются? Там?
Просторыч, скинь страждущему.
Скинь.
Ой, блин. А Зохенвей?
Так, тихо, ну-ка это... Осуждаем все максимально, все осуждаем.
Себя осуждаю.
Максимальное осуждение.
Да.
Карта ведь не прям шибко дорого стоит, скажи мне, пожалуйста. А где она тут вообще?
A small mountain of colorful board games. The display rack is You see a set of tattoos.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to...
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they... You see some kind of charm, and aside from poking at it...
А, вот она карта. И почему она?
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board. The maps look old and faded.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other, they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of that old thing, it's an from when some design studio they didn't get that far. For some reason. A shame. The project never got... Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
This large map displays Archipelago, Ozone, Laurentide, Fas Alamer, in the northeast, radiating outwards from you. The suzerain Revachol, with Yukan on Caillou, Revachol, a single black lost little pearls of... The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths. All point connections to other worlds. Words past that you have little idea what they are. Distant stars. Perhaps they are gods. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the death. To the east, rolling hillsides. Stella Maris, Hudon. It's somewhere to live. No, it's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, Coal City is worse. No. The worn map features the patchwork. Your finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a halt on the spot.
For a more detailed view of the map, go...
18 часов. Блин, а плюс 18 часов, он же даже не уснет. Ой, блин, ой, пиздец. Как сложно лечиться от алкоголизма.
А ты как хотел.
Немножко проще. Так, я загружусь тут, скорее всего, но я не могу не узнать, что же там за занавесками. Если вдруг там что-то прям совсем такое, то пошла эта крем за нахуй. Карту я уже себе купил.
Just as you're about to pull apart the...
Sir, don't touch that. Parapsychologically speaking, we're dumb if you decide to open them. I won't be held...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just...
Why? It's not like anyone was killed. I'm sorry, I don't mean... No! Please just talk to me, officer.
Lies. There is something mysterious about the curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A door...
I warned you. You're unleashing...
О, мистика.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before... What if you just break it down? Only an echo. No one is there.
По-моему, красная. По-моему, им...
Ow. Shoot. Whose
Дверь
moronic
наказала.
idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright?
What is going on there? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door.
А сдерживали их всю дорогу это вот занавесочки, что характерно. Такие вот сильные были занавесочки.
Блин. Насколько мы хотим узнать прям... Да пошло, ну нет, ладно. Опять-таки, тут давайте тоже по честному. Что?
Ладно.
Что говори?
A heavy door with a missing handle
Подонки,
stands before
подойди.
you. Covered. That's right. Take in your
Emotional
The room
damage.
is dimly. It's
К сожалению,
made of a
physical.
solid block of
Ну,
wood,
physical.
but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine rust.
Сука! Нет, ладно. Так. Тогда отматываем время назад, потому что 2 раза...
Ow! Shoot!
Are you alright?
What is going I warn
It barely looks like you've done.
Не, я не хочу. Нет. Это была неудача. Нет. Как-нибудь потом. Мы сюда вернемся.
Я уже это слышал.
Когда?
Когда ты говорил с этими 7 дебилами.
Ну, туда мы тоже вернемся.
Хорошо. Допустим.
Настанет волка,
Ну,
сейчас
что-
все мы будем там.
Что у тебя еще осталось?
Это я, кстати, тоже слышал.
Да с водителями поболтать. А после водителей можно поболтать и с этим, с жердяем.
Ну иди болтай с водителями.
А где они? Я тут, вот тут стоит тощий, вот там наверху толстый, а где еще? А, вниз по мосту чуть-чуть. Наверное.
Вниз.
О, вот ты.
You see a Samaran street vendor. The name Sileng.
А,
is
тебя
a-
подозревал там.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's
From out on the bay, a cool wind.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, yes. You like premium menswear.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Drugs? I don't go unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs. That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But I am not. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder, and he's an... Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of... No! That's insane. It's the fat hater. It's nothing. I told you.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd, you know.
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her. All of them. I don't know. I told you all.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't know. Maybe.
It could be. She was.
All right. I scored. Let's get this off with the punches. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective. Both of you.
А с
You
другой
deserve
стороны
it.
этот... Ну, шансы говно, но emotional damage не будет много. Ну,
No
один
need
что.
to dress this one up.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe?
Sorry, detective.
Так, где... О, так, это... А, это...
There's a pile.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the late.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even...
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy!
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and...
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Сатанинское бггканье.
Are you sure? But they look so good
Опять
on you.
плюс электрохимия и минус логика. Мне бы сейчас минус логика.
These are all boring.
These are all first-rate sunglasses.
Темные очки
Premium
саморазрушения.
design, super material. Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. Yes, but they also make...
Wow, officer. You look so... And they can be yours for a mere 3 real.
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrow.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
На внутреннюю... Потратить 3 реала на внутреннюю империю. Я, если что, вернусь. Но, может, не вернусь в этот раз.
Так пойди сдай сразу деньги на оплату, уже не парься.
Так мне же еще завтра ночевать.
Так, а тебе сегодня 20 нужно отдать.
Ну, а потом еще завтра 20. Вот мой бюджет на 2 дня.
Ну ты сейчас можешь 20-ку-то сдать и не париться.
Ну, так я когда туда пойду, тогда там и буду. Тогда и сдам эту 20-ку. Я парюсь вообще за мой бюджет, а не конкретно за то, что типа этот.
Ну ладно.
Я думаю, надо устроить драку.
Между кем и кем? И за что?
Ну, между тобой и ДВ, кто прав.
В грязи?
А, это ломбард.
Ну, можно и в грязи. Но можно...
В Геншине?
Там ты меня быстро и безоговорочно выиграешь. Даже спорить не стану.
Морально уничтожишь просто.
Где эта странная женщина? Я же ее помню, она тут недалеко была.
Подсказать где?
Я отсюда доберусь. До нее доберусь?
Не отсюда.
Тогда подсказывай.
За памятником. Ты подбегаешь к памятнику и от него направо.
А памятник за ломбардом, да?
Нет.
А где памятник?
Памятник, который... Который лошадь поломанная.
Извините.
Сейчас. Вы находитесь здесь.
Вы находитесь здесь, лошадь находится там. Что вообще происходит?
Мы ищем лошадь.
Это первым водила, с которым ты разговаривал. От него направо.
Сейчас, может, ты что-то еще скажешь? После того, как я с тем
Looking
поговорю.
for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods. And
He's been expecting this.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run...
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dog. Looks like the lieutenant has a...
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who do anything.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peonist job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking...
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protect...
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and he gives... I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Ну не провали.
Men like this only respect time to turn up the volume.
Те, что провалиться нужно было 2-1.
I told you, I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Ну, слушай, как иногда фартило, так я бы и не удивился. Что за такой фарт следует, как бы, контрфарт.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big...
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore.
Past the monument, down there. The Green Temple. Nah.
A small temple by the monument.
Не вижу ничего
Looks
плохого в
like he
его
got his
гыгыканье.
Не знаю, кто говорит о том, что это плохо.
Что у меня тут нового появилось? А, или журналом, типа, теперь можно взаимодействовать в журнале, что-то написать про наркотики.
A lorry stuck in the traffic. The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photo. No response. Where?
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I?
Можно, как говорится, про наркотики.
Never mind. I remember now. The men have a small jewels and everything is made out of. Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. Until you came along, that is. This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide... This man's got a hold over her.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to... Someone was...
Кто-то.
They are someone's memories, boy. They are beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from...
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Будь здоров.
Бля, это было слышно?
While you, people,
Да.
were... Why not?
Да.
Чуть-чуть, совсем чуть-чуть.
It's not like I have anything better to do in this hell.
Ладно, благодарю.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff? I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man. It was. And then it was no more. Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up.
As she says, carnival, she gestures to them.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals. Diamonds? Of course not. But whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like bad Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to On the West. It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promised. Of course not. The boyadero returns from the western plain a changed man.
one night. So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the magret. The most beautiful. A true boyadero needs a...
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float like...
She's just a distracted old woman.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Nothing. I just don't...
He's worried, but not for her. For you.
Oh, don't worry about me. Lomonosov's land...
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. At the start of the mirror, Irma. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great... Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversary.
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The woman sways her wrinkled shell back.
Yes, go.
This screen found a...
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. The door is locked.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the... This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Pry bar in goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin in a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue of Petty Ferdy. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a...
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV.
The pull-out toolkit slides back into its nest. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't. The actresses and the rear act looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 for contacting an entire fleet of lowlands, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UK.
Нам хватает и хмыкающего дока.
Ну, опять-таки, неплохо о том, что провал по грубой силе ничего не испортил, а то, что Ким просто взял и стукнул лучше. Хотя, опять-таки, то, что у меня вышел провал, хотя у меня физиология 5, на самом деле не очень хорошо. Ну ладно, он нормально это воспринял. А мне не надо было отвечать ему мило, и я не ответил. А, соответственно, мы получили волны. Чисто теоретически мы можем дальше не обыскивать по максимуму, чисто теоретически. Но но пока мы тут, явно надо по максимуму все посмотреть. Ну, осматривать уже нечего, остается только педаль.
But one odd detail does catch your eye.
Sandpaper? A novel technique. Must be to offer some extra grip to... Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Looks like her, yes. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? We should talk with Titus, see what he's got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still closed the rust.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before...
Да, давай прямо тут побеседуем. Вот прямо тут.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief.
А что, отличное место.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point. I'm especially intrigued by the radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe...
Listening in on your calls.
And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect... We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we are done here. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on... Debrief over.
Так, по времени именно во вторник. А, так, нет, тут по времени вот. Так, после 20:00 будет заперта, а это 28 после 21:00. Так, что я хотел? Я хотел побеседовать, понятное дело, с дамой на яхте, побеседовать с Жиробасом и побеседовать, ну, понятное дело, с этим. Подвести заключение, так сказать. Мы же нормально доберемся до Жиробасика? Нас не остановят? Ой, мне не сюда. Не сюда ведь?
Как тоже нас остановит?
Да, доктор правильно шел.
А, нет, сори. Зря прервался.
Теперь нас остановят.
Кстати говоря, а теперь ты понимаешь, что тут
The
написано?
file cabinet stands. Remember, Leo, all items on the drawer.
Ни хрена не меняется.
У нас логики еще меньше стало. Как он поймет?
А, точно. Он эволюционирует на назад. Ой, бутылочка.
Кого-то напоминает.
Empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Well, they went through six.
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this scene isn't...
В смысле одна бутылка? Тут до хрена бутылка. Ай, каким мешаешь?
Тебе каждый придется тыкать.
Ну и тыкнул.
Ну и тыкай.
Ну и тыкнул.
Беру за собой мусор, да?
Да.
А ты не все тыкнул.
В смысле?
Абсолютно
То есть
все.
даже не выделенные можно? Извините, вот этого я не...
В смысле, они все выделенные.
А. Хорошо, что пакет бездонный, а? Ну, в смысле, бесконечный. Если бы он был бездонным, было бы плохо.
В пакете черная дыра просто. Прямо как в тебе.
Ту-ту-ту-ту-ту.
Убери грубую силу, верни логику.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually...
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggested.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissed. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Нет, верни мне мою логику. Поздно, ты теперь тупой.
And in the apartment, you guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would believe me, Harry. He's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I
Would he? I'm not so sure, but...
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. And Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship. And I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Those Senorita Pineapple people are scary motherfuckers. Decimating your state if you don't give them your pineapples.
Вообще возможно, но верю ли я конкретно тебе?
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Нет, это метафора, но я прикольнусь.
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical, and so is the village. But now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes,
Перевозит
I'm an old man,
контейнер.
Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
У тебя там пролежни, проседни такие, что...
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy.
Мне просто интересно, а у него сральник здесь тоже оборудован, или как бы он это уже не озадачивается такой мелочью?
By negotiator, you mean choice?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are
Все
not
памперсы для взрослых, памперсы для взрослых.
We got grit, Harry.
Ну это уже как бы...
Push us hard enough, and we push
Вряд ли
back.
нормальное
And
дело.
when we do, we push to kill.
Понял.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, Socialist Democratic He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides,
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my...
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
He's not scared of them.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the...
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you.
Separate one from the herd.
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy. You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the Angus, his ever-growling stomach and his smelly feet are all part of the... Actually, less. Because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it.
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything.
Needless to say, this is another move. The lieutenant watches you pocket the bank. How many micro bribes would this guy?
Good boy. A real team. Was it a good talk?
Побыгыкал, побыгыкал. И решил, да?
I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left.
В смысле не является сторонником левого движения? Да иди ты в задницу.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Да не делец я.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez.
Отберем у детей наркотики и продадим где-нибудь еще. Отберем у детей и продадим старикам.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already on the coast, Harry, across the canal.
Слушай, старики на еду а бутылки собирают. На что они наркотики будут покупать?
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff.
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months.
Это уже не важно.
I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But he thinks.
Ну, кстати, вроде жирный выглядит не таким прям конченным гондоном.
Ну да.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter.
В принципе. Жирный в принципе не выглядит таким конченным гондоном.
Then I'll know you're a solid socialist. See you soon.
Так, я не ухожу. Теперь мы посмотрим, вот это выведет нас на конфронтацию или нет. Потому что если я потеряю тут 4 хпшки от его приказов, то я не хочу. Хотя так, давай начнем с пистолета.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with...
Yes. Thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun. Now, please.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not...
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only...
He is not.
Of course. I understand.
Есть плюс 10 опыта. Это правильно сделал. Если я провалю пару проверок, если это, то ничего, но если...
Every worker...
Но если...
Но если мне провалит проверки прям до грани смерти, я что-то побаиваюсь, поодочковываю, и что-то... Или он прям завернет куда-то в то и этот.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your... What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually... Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed.
Thank you for your understanding.
You too, Lieutenant.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
What? Oh, how could I forget your little side project? Well done, Harry. Well done.
So do I. That's one tasty brew. You should drink some right now, if you can.
Так, это просто немножко опыта. Ну, это там я промолчал нормально. Так, а вот следующие два разговора могут быть болезненными. Под номером 1 явно более болезненный, чем под номером 2.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't... One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and
Okay then, positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry! I have little people in my organ. Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding.
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or if this is another one of his tricks.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would.
Какой способ ты из контейнера не
He doesn't
выбираешь?
want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Это точно нехорошо. Это ничего не откроет, это только немножко разозлит его.
Of course, Harry. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock.
This is weird.
Ah, yes, your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some...
Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you.
А, все.
By all means, Harry. What's on your... Great! It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told her everything...
He seems happy about the prospect of you telling Joyce about your conversations.
No, no, Harry. I'm perfectly new...
Yes. Sure, he thinks. It's about...
Absolutely, Harry.
Вообще ничего злого. Мне на самом... Ой, сохранить, не загружайся, сохранить. Мне на самом деле даже понравилось. Такой приятненький толстячок. Прям гуд, супер гуд. Сип тебе.
Ну... Хрен его знает, что он там это самое...
Ну, понятное
крывает.
дело, коррупционер, да, похоже, связано с наркоторговлей, но с другой стороны могут быть даже хуже. А, все вопросы уже. Ой, снег пошел, блин. Не знаю, любит ли мой локаш снег. Так, ну подписи, может, еще завтра успеем собрать, потому что за сегодня 100% нам надо успеть поболтать с теткой на яхте и поболтать с этими еще раз, после того, как начальство сказало, типа, погнали по максимуму.
Док, не люблю снег, Сибирыч, большая ошибка.
Ну я же не в Новосибирске. Хотя в Курске тоже не так. Но опять-таки все равно не большую часть года, меньшую часть года.
Я не помню, вообще был снег или нет.
Тебя можно спалить в том, что ты на эту работаешь? Передать от нее клиентам?
Спалить всегда можно.
Всегда.
Не, я имею в виду диалога нет.
Ну зачем вам какой-то там диалог? Можно же ведь спалить и все.
This coin-operated viewer is facing... The metal feels cold. A thick layer of graffito cover. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reed. The church looks old and weather-worn.
Так, теперь давай посмотрим, сложится ли разговор с тобой.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Well, in any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I...
She's trying to conceal her excitement. The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Пускай, не пускаю.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm...
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberry.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Локальная
I
гражданская
have
война.
an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the union into surrender.
Who are they, exactly?
Cronell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me.
О том,
They
что
wear
именно один
ceramic
из них.
armor,
Да.
have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military...
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect. If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute.
They would have to project.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't, as I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is houses drenched in red, blood gushing down Rue de Saint-Cispar. The whole place mocked with a giant...
It will not be a pretty sight. Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless, detective of the citizen. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't... Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Сколько у нас времени, на самом деле?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their...
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
5 дней нормально вслед.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly...
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only... You should show those meatheads exactly how savage you really are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case...
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship. That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a border.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearance.
I hope I can answer it better. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the
lieutenant consults his notebook.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
If you mean did I see him alive, yes.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice.
Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is...
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture.
I can't remember.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, and mixed. In a way, it was humanizing. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can... Of course. Excuse my hesitation.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigate not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependent... I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn... The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of...
Where is he now?
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think Revachol. Those are the two constants.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, in Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for his platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not suggest you go...
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public...
We will be careful, ma'am.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established... Ah, yes. I've been meaning to...
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I should be. In my youth, I had a brief doubt. He's probably dead by now. Even if... Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends, we told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the coalition.
She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough about her to find...
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted to live dilapidating, full of ghosts and ancient memories.
Так, ей 100%. Не, на самом деле 99% ей не нужно знать, что она помогает мне в поисках пистолета. Почему? Потому что 1% на то, что это она его выкупила и надо мной сейчас издевается. И услышав это, прекратит издеваться. Он попросил открыть для меня одну дверь, тоже ей знать не надо. Все.
Of course, detective.
А то вдруг это ее окажется. Дверь.
Да понятное дело, что не ее, но ну зачем? 3 очка навыков. Мы просрем их на Куна, и мы просрем их где там еще. А, и на ту дверь.
На дверь.
Но когда этот? Когда
Раз на
сейчас
горе
поговорим с
свистнет.
этим. С хреном. Потому что настало время подводить какие-то итоги. Ну, не какие-то, но, в общем, поболтать чуть-чуть с челом. Теперь он явно дружелюбно к нам настроен и скажет нам что-то более интересное. Но, ну и ему, кстати говоря, можно рассказать позицию, то, что говорится этот. Если они не найдут кого убить, то будет прям совсем уж. Бобо всем.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Like hell, you will. There is no local drug.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints.
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, Theo.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to know their art. Some little
Whatever you've seen is peanuts.
Theoretically, of course.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene.
My answer is fuck off.
Finally, you got something out of him.
And here we go.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4. Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Oh, so you went and talked to my mom.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. Now let me state this very clearly.
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his...
Yeah, my friends, you...
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Nervous, snickering. There's a...
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy...
You heard the man. Right here. We're on...
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
So are the local gangs.
Yeah. What are they now, huh?
These people are trained military professionals.
No, they're not. We got weapons of our own. We got Ester 50s. I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? Right about what? That a 50... Big fucking surprise.
He's really prepped him.
What do you mean? Okay.
Блин. Так. 5-й точно нет. И 1-й, наверное, нет. Ладно, давай 3-й.
Yeah, just try not to.
Beneath the whoopassery.
Все,
It's clear that he
72%, давай.
appreciates all the help he can get. As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco,
Ну слушай, с твоей удачей это было практически 100.
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. You've seen Apricot, old Purdue's daughter, ask.
Huh? You got a problem with fear?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been...
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want?
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it.
You wanna help her, cop? If you don't, if you question her.
What is her name?
Glacia. I'm on due. She's staying here.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That...
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name.
I don't understand what's so...
Nothing. We just...
Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
Relationship? They're what?
Off here.
Was like that karaoke incident. All
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
We did it before we killed him. He's not...
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe?
Here you go, boss.
I know her.
How well do you know her?
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here. You mean Revachol? Nah. Our...
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some... Shut up, Angie.
Titus gives them both. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
Нахрен. И не надо, мы знакомы, все.
Remember what I said.
Да, я помню. Так, еще типа сегодня с ней поговорить. А, и в окно посмотреть. Я же в окно в прошлый раз не посмотрел, потому что я ничего не понимаю.
Потому что было не время.
А теперь нету минус 12 не время, но все равно не...
Nothing, as before.
What's this weirdo?
I think he's trying to find dirt on us in our box.
Wow, no.
Yeah.
Ну хоть...
Сейчас-то что смешного
Like to
было?
sniff around in dirt.
Не знаю. А, ты у тебя есть идеи, чувак?
Officer, what was that?
Yeah.
He looked strange when he... Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Ну, с таким-то, да.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday. Okay, that's manageable. Understood. What else did you do?
Yay.
What you're saying is, you raped her?
Ice is forming.
Then, don't ever... What else? We'll be alright of it.
You feel fortified by his assurance.
Хорошо. Вернули плюс 1. Эй, это ваш коп в бомжатской шапке.
The door is...
Who is it?
This is the police.
Come on up. The door is...
This medicine cabinet is full of pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet. It's been used quite... This toothbrush belongs to someone who doesn't give it...
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet.
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamor.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian. Mark a bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby.
Preptide. A euphemism.
The fuck are you waiting for?
Нет, мы не будем,
Let's get super fucking preppy.
Нет, просто нет. Пошло нафиг.
Welcome to the roof.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will. Nice. I don't know about that office.
Where a ripe corpse still. The woman doesn't flinch, but there is something in her light brown.
Oh yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there. They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from...
Have I ever? This is the one and only superstar cop. He's kind of a big deal around here.
Mace, I don't know what he's told you.
Of course there are. Look at him. He is the...
Mace, we are investigating the murder of the man who was...
Oh, I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Plazier Amondu. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. A bad memory, officer.
Ну, даже понятно.
It's the past. I'm 28. Something stupid.
Wanna hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows his partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
No, no. More stupid. But I need literature. It's what I studied at the university. Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks.
If that's true, then Revacholian Lit would fit you like a glove.
Зачем нам паспорт? Зачем нам эта аранская литра? Переходим дальше.
The record. So official. Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November. Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol. I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing.
Ну, раз извините, то...
Yeah. I've contaminated it. The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The SAD got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
Oh my.
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of... Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial SAD spill in there. Cool. I think I'm developing a pinch of that too.
Я не
It
лазил
hasn't
по
done
ее
wonders to
лекарствам,
my
пошло
taste.
нафиг.
Okay. Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious. totally unbothered.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier. Pretty much.
Warming, then. She must be very cold and
I'm 89% sure. You know how it is.
You may know.
Нет, не знаю.
Maybe you don't. In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Да, я не...
I'm sorry, miss, but we need a definite statement.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officers.
You get the feeling she's done enough opiates and needed enough nacra to still be flippant if her arm were cut off and fed to her.
We partied.
Типа как я. Сип нормальный вариант?
Ну, вариант он нормальный. То ли я уже вообще это самое...
В жижу.
В полную бессознанку, то ли я это самое... Только реально не на чем смеяться.
Показать на свое опухшее лицо, ну блин.
Ну,
И
кстати,
плюс
удивительно,
она-
что оно у него уже еще опухшее на второй-то день.
Ну, похоже, да.
With all
После
due
пробухи
respect,
что-то
sir,
это как бы довольно странно.
partied a little harder than that.
Никто не отжигает.
Please, you're alive and 50. I've known people who party so hard they're dead at 14.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed.
Whoa. After so much drinking and drugs, how did they manage it?
Как? Это неправильный вопрос, если мы играемся, если мы пытаемся выиграть в полицейского.
A little. The
Мы
drugs were good
пытаемся.
enough, and
How did you two meet?
Ну, как бы, да, у нас много баллов суперкопа. 7 баллов суперкопа, 1 балл чести. Не суперкопа, хорошего копа. 11 баллов суперкопа, да. Да, мы играем, мы выигрываем.
downstairs,
Ну
at the
ладно.
bar. He was on some sort of assignment.
She appears aloof, but that
Мало.
scar part, the scary is stressed and drawn out.
15.
What's that about?
Очень
With
мало.
longing.
Почему?
She misses him.
Надо 15.
When was that?
A month ago? Something like that.
Перевыполнить, так сказать, план.
Oh, yes. I have multiple viewpoints. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Ну, она ответила да, зачем мне это повторять?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there.
Tearing off his armor. Demeaning him.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline. I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. And he's still hanging there.
We will move the body to the morgue today, miss. Don't worry.
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe.
I know it's difficult, me.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She sees them in each other's arms. She fishes a cigarette out of her pack.
I can see the similarity.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection.
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have over drinks. It's been a little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship?
I have. Which ones, sir? I don't remember.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Да ну его на заре... Или да. Так, мне нужна... Она не даст нормальную инфу. Эту инфу теоретически мог бы дать этот. И он, кстати говоря, скорее ее дал своей злостью. А ее это только злить.
Don't be tactful. She does. She breathes a silvery.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Yes, you're just one room away. Very personal.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here. She looks back. Time, don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs. Just below. Nothing. Just time. You are not a fool. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. She presses her elbows against her waist. The strange moment ends.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I don't know. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. I don't know. The further we get...
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace wrap.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building.
It's barred from the inside.
А ты не знаешь, куда ведет эта дверь? Тебе не сказать? Тебе не
Officer,
интересно?
what brings you up here in the rain? Yeah? You tell me, officer. I've been trying to open it, in case the contamination gets to the roof and... All right.
Ну не при ней же. Давай еще чуть-чуть спустимся. Или ты еще что-то хочешь сказать?
Кстати, док.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those
Попробуй
so-called
вернуться в ту комнату.
hardy boys. Have their reasoning. Nothing will make them respect the
Я
RCM,
вернусь
but
после
it will
разговора.
disrupt the
А
game
после
they
этого
prepared
закончим.
for us. We
Потому
just
что
stripped off
Сиба
one
уже
layer
хочет
of
спать.
whatever it is.
И 2,5
The
часа.
decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
И когда захочет спать, и просто все это самое, погасит компьютер и пойдет, если что.
Не, ну я надеюсь, что Сиб это перед тем, как гасить компьютер, скажет нам, я иду спать. Просто ты там сказал о том, что тебе уже просто там ты не понял, что смешно. Ну тогда продолжаем еще немножко. Или немножко. С другой стороны, вот это завершение разговора как будто бы логично. Но с другой стороны, после этого завершения с ним, с парнями.
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusual. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move.
Что в той комнате? В какой? Или попытаться толкнуть дверь? Просто.
Нет, вот где спальня. Просто весь список действий включи.
Так, где спальня? Все действия. Вот тут войти, все. Тут больше ничего нет.
Понятно, ладно.
Сейчас, ладно, раз мы тут, я хочу загрузиться и поиграть в Хардстоун. Сохраниться, загрузиться и поиграть в Хардстоун.
Зачем?
Yes, I can.
Ты хотя бы оденься на грубую.
Кстати, да, сними логику, включи силу.
Сколько тупых шуток можно придумать из этого совета?
А Ломан же не помог?
You kick it, gung-ho style, entering the premise.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode, and the door receives a thorough discipline.
Я просто потерял здоровье, в этом нет смысла. Опять-таки. Но не переживай, дверца, мы вернемся.
Еще раз.
Точно так же с ноги.
А все почему? Потому что Орда всегда возвращается.
Морч.
It's you again.
Последнее к чему было? Последнее к чему было?
Ну, типа сморк, ну ладно.
Да я про другую Орду. Ну ладно.
Наверное, понял.
Fire away.
Вряд ли.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the...
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my... And you went in...
Titus Hardy.
Success. Titus.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south...
Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was our choice to him, T. What's the...
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man. What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only one. We have machines. We're in...
Understood? You've listened.
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
То есть он все-таки...
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something.
I'm sure
Всем
we can find it.
О, тот же.
Привет.
Where can I listen to this?
Yeah, play it with your...
I'm sure we can find it.
You don't care about evidence.
То, что Док хихикает, как по голове ударенный, это ничего, это самое, это он в диск Elysium играет.
They are fucking keep...
I won't be on your bullet. Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need... Yeah, you do.
Так, в ломбарде, кажется, был магнитофон. Пошли слушать. Лучшие хиты 80-х, 90-х. В ломбарде же был магнитофон, да?
Да.
А он дорогой? Кажется... кажется, не сильно дорогой. Или дорогой? Я не помню. Ну, по-моему, не сильно, по-моему. Так, тут же нет.
И еще ты не туда идешь.
Да, все, иду туда. Ну, в машине это не совсем туда, но все-таки этот.
Inside, you see
Да, в ту
several
сторону.
steering levers, a radio microphone.
Hello. Let me... Yeah, we still have those boom...
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boom...
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have. At discount.
A man like that in a neighborhood like this, in a rickety house falling into the sea, there's fear in him.
Давай хотя бы
Use it.
Sounds like a rip-off, but okay. I can make it 10. But and here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go.
Я же говорил, да у нас уже, ну, сегодня бюджет еще нормально, но уже завтра будет плохо. В одной руке магнитофон, в другой руке пакет.
The porterial is just what you needed. You push, command set, and the tape.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porterial. The tape stops spinning.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Indeed, but...
There's more going on here than we know.
Corti could be short for Kortenar, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Who knows? Maybe... I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony.
As you take out the tape, the contrast feels chilly, inappropriate.
Hello. Let me know.
Эй, начальник, есть минутку, ты ко мне?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Nah, man. I was telling you the truth.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes. Oh, you know. Tommy Laham's gonna be a musician. Sprechen. Tommy Lahm was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Не, это моральный удар. Это просто моральный удар, в этом нет смысла.
Ну как же можно получить очередной ненужный emotional damage?
Но лучше не надо.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
She puts her coffee cup down. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Where did they get this record?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entire.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just... Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like he didn't even get the good bit. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezu all rolled into one person. Then
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. Sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never... Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi.
She wouldn't. She doesn't have the full Hoi in her.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward.
There is a small measure of pride in her, that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Thank you for clearing that up, Miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that.
Lelystad. That's a good start. It just occurred to me, colleague. We still haven't performed the field autopsy on the deceased. The questions I have assume some kind of foreknowledge on our part. I suggest we go and perform it now, and return once we've brought... Excuse the delay, miss. The situation will be at...
The young woman.
Да, пошли, не знаю, блин. Единственное, как я в прошлый раз помню, придумал, как снять тело, это попросить этого жирнича. Но, блин. Хотя, на самом деле, не такой плохой, можно попросить. И уже все следы, все это мы знаем. Пошли доложим этому о том, что она записи не против, и попросим жирнича снять тело. Ни у кого же нет других вариантов.
Да, наверное, нет.
Как же долго ты подходишь?
Man. That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape. No shit, it was bad.
На удивление, Сала реально не самый плохой персонаж.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No, good. Alright. All fucking righty then.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Да, это может быть личное. Нет, не защитный. А, заверши.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump.
It's alright, Glenn. I just thought, gee.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know...
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit.
Он может разозлиться, не хочу. Это не докинет опыта, это напротив.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal...
You know what? I am. Next time you see her.
This is the petulant rage of
That lion scamp.
Yeah. What is this quiet funeral shit?
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers?
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop.
the window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Можно будет попробовать снова.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by
Чертов
now. Titus
волшебник.
Hardy will never falter.
Я, блядь, не буду это комментировать. Там тренер, что ли, поставил?
Fat Angus, the power. Just remember, it's about
На
more
повышенной
than
кубы.
Plasia. It's outside, in the midday sun, ruins. The pavements are cracked.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because
Bring that up one more time.
Не, ну это же
You
реально
won't get to
трындец.
write that
Как так
report.
может вести?
The man's fists under the table are balled.
yes, I understand.
Вот что бывает
What's your
от
name, right?
недержания,
You'll kill us.
точнее от
That's what
сдерживания
we do.
карсоновской личности.
We didn't light him on fire.
That's it. That's
Officer, you will be next.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. What?
Бешеный
What
любитель
is
Хейсика, часть 2, возвращение.
The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say what?
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Angie, where's your goddamn head?
I left it home. I can't...
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my...
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions. He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death.
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench.
that's okay with the fat man still wheezing there. He couldn't speak.
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside. Behind. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them.
Hers, you mean?
She's got one of those checkered pasts.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother.
You may have noticed our girl sees some shit of her own. They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. They're powerful. connected to the Moral Lantern. She's clearly afraid for her.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a mud?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. In a manner of we had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it. Fella, you think too much. He's off a lot.
A little too far there.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. We're Hardy Boys, and that's it. Glad you understand that.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Me too. You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside.
She, Clausia, came to Martinez to hide. Many.
Still, after all this headache.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just...
We'll take that into account.
Хорошо. Хорошо, хорошечно. Хардстонер ебучий. Так, что у нас дальше? А, баллистика. Самое главное у нас по журналу баллистика. А, ну и у нее.
Ты это, на окошко глянь.
На какое?
На то самое.
То самое.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old window. Nothing, as always. Keep at it. There must be a reason you looked out this window.
Почти.
Ну, похоже, он гарсонерскую удачу уже...
А ничего, что как бы 9 выпало из 12 возможного? Это типа лучшие, как минимум это лучше 20% из возможного.
Сейчас?
Ну, вообще. То есть, если ты кидаешь кубики, у тебя, смотри, 2 кубика ты кидаешь, да?
Ну, это тоже хорошая удача, только наоборот.
Ну, да. Только через жопу.
And I need the fat to get his feet amputated because the smell is killing me.
God damn it, Dennis. You know I can't help it.
Sorry, fucko. These guys...
I'm gonna enjoy this.
With a loud thud, the key is brass. Workshop spare is etched.
Come on, man. We would...
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits. Didn't even know it was there. Boys. No idea.
Never even seen it.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue
О,
door.
наконец-то. Синяя дверь. Пошли, 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 пошли. Великая тайна этой кухни.
You see, the key fits the dimple lock. Dust rises. No.
Так, у меня же еще, да, есть, если что, 2 запасных балла еще во что-то сыграть.
Over there, in the corner, not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of...
The pinball machine. Gordy's goats. A little.
Feels like a lot.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of the theme of the game, the peak of the mountain is at the top of the play. Areas around the playfield represents Gordy's climb. Places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Indeed, think of them as...
Понял.
Не, ты это, просто потом проследи за временем.
Ну, это до хера времени сожрет, я знаю. Давай я тебе, давай узнаем, сколько, насколько до хера.
Over
Это
there,
просто до хера.
in the corner, not just any
Oh, great.
Стоп. Нет, не сколько.
And get the game on,
дальше
boy.
тыкай.
Those flippers are ready.
А, вот, потерянные деньги. Раз потерянные деньги, то будут потерянные время.
Go, go, finger boy.
15 минут, 16 минут.
I feel sorry for the boys. If they only knew the kind of a guy who uses the word savages, an avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by... He also hit his wife and kids, but you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. Suddenly, a special passage. Maneuvering a goat board into a position for a perfect hit. The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap...
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually lucky goats. This can be navigated. Hit the pads as fast as you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all...
How? If you can't even... The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. It killed its... There goes nothing.
И ничего. Ну и ладно. Нет, слишком много времени. У меня столько нет. Ну, я имею в виду этот день.
Да.
Это ультра нерационально, ультра ни за что.
This small elephant smells of nougat. The maintenance card under the control panel there are large rectangular buttons.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century. If some form of time travel seems like a small freight elevator for transport.
Эмпатия, координация вместо полицейская волна и трепет. Ну, давай попробуем. Что 12?
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix the...
А нам нужна координация.
The dusty, crowded room.
А нам прям часто помогает полицейская волна?
Ну, она прикольная, всякие инсайты.
Да, она прикольная, да-да-да.
Да.
Ладно, ладно, сейчас верну обратно.
A creak. Some dust falls off it.
Downstairs in the hall, next to...
You can almost see the shape of a man.
You can barely see through. Better not. The footprints on the floor, however.
Boring footprint. You lean closer.
Я люблю прикольные инсайдики, как и все здесь.
Your mesolimbic reward pathway were to vent and were your glands to... You clearly see foot...
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage.
This is good. He likes it.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but no. These little...
Everything around you is quiet. This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension.
Yes, it is quite like...
It's always good to see.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired.
Отойду.
I understand. I know. For what it's...
Why did you waste your time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it, another world.
you share a database with them. You send people to the just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishal. Or even
What exactly did you do?
industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't find.
I need the names of the companies involved, and
The job was Lewsdown County Savings Bank. They sound small.
But she really destroyed them. She still...
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Luskop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. This was not a joke. Real people lost their jobs. A lot of people got hurt. But that's...
That can wait. Look into her eyes.
One of them killed themselves because of me. How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? By bargaining, then. I do that too. It's not all that effective. We were there. Together. Okay. He was in... I turned back to him. His eyes were looking...
A great pain moves through her.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I waited for the second shot to come.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. So am I.
what time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact...
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than...
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines.
Good thinking. Clear your head.
Did you hear or see the shooter?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. He was still on the floor. Slouched.
Run, woman. Run past them. And out into the streets where it's dark and people move.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. There is... Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all...
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, isn't...
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since this... She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know? Take care of things. I helped...
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
It's a shame we never got around to doing a thorough autopsy. And when was it?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the back. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Да не слышала она выстрел, но давайте
When
спросим.
he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass
Да не
exploding.
она убила.
That's the first thing that went through my head. I thought they'd
Откуда
found
такая
me.
интересная информация?
They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not
А
to
как она
talk to anyone or
могла,
be
если
seen
разбитое
with
окно,
anyone,
например, которое эти парни тоже говорят?
so they wouldn't
Хотя,
be
типа,
hurt.
его прострелила
I've
и
come to
прострелила.
understand, however,
Но, блин.
this is paranoia.
А где оружие у нее?
What happened didn't have anything to do
Выбросила?
with me.
Выбросила, отдала кому-нибудь, не знаю.
Вернула тебе.
I just don't know.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to,
Это было
Lieutenant.
все на последнем.
There's one thing I know, is that you'll get nothing from there. Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called last week. Angus and Titus's What? Why would I put myself through this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
Rage? Who knows that all kinds of crazy things happen with drugs? It could have been a desire murder. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
I did not kill him to defend myself from
Я не
rape.
буду тогда дальше.
I told you before. Like what?
She nods, silently. He's thinking. Or maybe you should take her to the station, for safekeeping. She lied to
Легендарный
you,
провал.
and she's a flight risk.
Прикинь, будет легендарный успех.
По-моему, это математически
А,
невозможно.
да, 12 же.
Написано 3% почему-то.
В глюк явно. Оно никогда не пишет 0.
Ну, кстати, скорее всего, она никогда не пишет.
Так, теперь нам надо, во-первых, внизу этому хрену сказать, что мы...
This window is pristine on the inside, smooth as ice. There are spots of following your lead. The
Мне
lieutenant
просто
leans
герой
in close to
вытаскивает
him.
крапленные кубики, выкидывает
No
7-7.
it's not in recently placed. Yes, that one.
Ну, зная, как доктор сказал базовые карты в Хардстоуне, я как бы не
Vague
удивлюсь.
sense of disappointment. You get the feeling this room would tell you something crucial if you only.
I'm not exactly sure either, to be
Что
honest.
ха?
It's a weakness.
Что ха?
Я не про тебя, я про Дока.
Я не могу это
This
понять.
window is pristine on the
Тут
inside.
визуальный анализ нужен больше баллов. А, кажется, он у меня, кстати говоря, говно. Стоп. А, или одежда не считается, если я сейчас на визуальный анализ что-то найду. Из одежды.
Нет, тебе в любом случае придется вкидывать.
Так, тут хоть есть. Тут +1 визуальный анализ предметов, нормально. Ну, это я опять-таки потом. Пока что я баллы на этого. Хотя опять-таки зачем на того. Так, на что я баллы-то коплю? Коплю не коплю.
На Куна и на дверь.
О, тут дверь. Тут дверь с проклятием хочу. Да, на нее я коплю. На Куна мне больше был интересен, потому что он мог дать побольше инфы о вообще о трупе, об убийстве. Но теперь, когда все это там ясно, ну не все, но...
С бабенкой не хочешь поговорить по поводу дверей?
С кем?
С бабенкой. Которая хозяйка магазина.
А, ну может поболтаю, ну потом.
It's you again.
Обязательно поболтай. И не раз. Весь чай сопьем, но потом.
Why?
Шесть или 2. И одно и то же, но вопрос чего этот. Просто ему понравится больше прямо, чисто теоретический, или ему понравится, что типа мы против гражданской войны. Ну, давайте, ладно.
Sounds like you wanna push this steaming
Да не
pile of
хочу это.
Ruby's one of us. We're not.
And fuck you too,
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how
Нужно
quickly a
18,
theory
выпадает
presents
12,
itself if
14
you keep
нет.
looking.
Это просто невозможно.
5, 6, 7, 8. У тебя 8.
Да.
Ты плюсы-то считай.
А, то есть плюсы они от этого? А, ладно.
Ну.
Плюсы.
Ну, раз это
логика
была проверка,
у
то
тебя базовая. Базовая плюс одежда.
Хотя, стоп, у меня же в одежде там минусы логики. Сейчас, на секунду. Дай надеть нужную одежду. На плюсы логики. Все равно одежда потом мне это не работает. Так. А, рубашка на логику.
Смотри, самая
Очки на
верхняя
логику.
цифра это твое базовое число, которое у тебя есть.
Сзади база.
Да.
Так, это докидывает логики или нет? Плюс психика. Это плюс интеллект. А, интеллект он вот тут вот. То есть я могу на самом деле курнуть сигарету перед этим и докинуть себе пару баллов. Ну, не пару разочков, типа. А, тут нельзя курить, да? Это на балкон. А, на улицу надо выйти сейчас. На улицу выйду, курну и вернусь. Чё? Тут тоже нельзя?
Наркоман.
А где можно? На балкон специально переться?
Нет.
А чё он курить не хочет?
А ты Погоди, ты не наведись, а нажми на пачку.
Ой. А. Интеллект улучшен. Все. Теперь погнали. Теперь ты, может быть, придумаешь. Да, чтобы курить такое, тут прочное здоровье нужно, чтобы курить.
It's you again. What is it?
Я надел на логику все, что у меня есть, закурил сигаретку и сходил нахер.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. There we go. Your mind is a relaxed muscle. It's some blissful idiot. Say something.
Я не знаю, как без Руби двигаться дальше. Не, ну может быть я как-то тут вокруг типа побегов могу что-то еще, но...
It's you again. What is it?
Oh no, he's
Да
stuck
как же
again.
ты...
Your mouth is open. Close it. Sure. Why? Hey, did someone say something already? No, there's a spooky building west of this. Take a flashlight with you. You could crack the place's defenses. It's that simple.
Unless we have more business, we should.
It's you again. What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostile a massive activity spike in the amygdala copicum, the part cops use to pin murders on people.
So that's what you were squinting at. Yeah, he was cobbling together shit. Well, let old Ty.
Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she...
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her.
How?
People's East Delta Pinball Arcade.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift.
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Why not? Begin draws, maybe, from the coast. But like I said, I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. That's one mystery down there. An arc, right? What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Wow, man, can we? I mean,
that'd be awesome. I beat that.
All right, all right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else? Footprints. Recent. Goes against your little theory, doesn't it? Good news is, I don't like guessing, Cole. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo.
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least. Why?
This doesn't make sense. It's
It doesn't fit well, but it fits. Andy.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've, but a route does not put that bull.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not...
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? No, you didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him.
Stop thinking about your lost gun back.
This was merely a thought exercise.
God damn. That's just a...
You were warned not to bring it up. He's about to blow his fuse.
Okay, cop. She's got connections.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
I don't knock up. Why don't you find your...
Easy now.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby went...
Phase 3, the big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea.
She had, like, a fully formed...
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all.
Time for a logics demonstration.
You wrong thing.
It's a thought exercise, Titus. Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him.
Alone. I don't...
If she used us, then that's...
But she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defend...
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Silence. The old man in a very small nod.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. I don't know where. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she...
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got work. I told you. You. No, you. As in the confidence.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
It seems you have that effect. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she said you have a funny until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener.
Fucking hell. Titus did
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it.
Silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though.
Scared. You should. Everard's file on you seemed thin on info. She must know from somewhere else. From Jamrock. Something. Of course, I should have known.
She's not far. We know that much.
good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, Al. And we...
She's not really, hardy can...
She's not, Glenn. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast. Sure, there's some shit houses there. A center. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes...
We will start there. One more...
Boyish. Here's red. Dive. The what now?
Mm-hmm.
She said she's... building... We were talking about radio equipment.
This guy barely...
Блин, я что-то просрал этот момент. Да я что-то уже вообще, кажется, не очень понимаю, что происходит.
Все, пойдем искать Руби, но в следующей серии.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head?
Опять ха-ха-ха.
And he still isn't.
Шел бы ты в копы.
People aren't Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type.
Ладно.
Guess. No, you're the sorry cop. The cop. Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Коп суперзвезда.
Коп суперзвезда. Коп коммунист суперзвезда. Интересно. Да-да, извини, давай, перебил.
Она тебе будет предлагать каждый раз, когда ты выберешь определенное, ну, несколько раз определенный трейд. Ты сказал, что? А, ты сказал, что типа жаль, что вы рассорились или еще что-то было? И оно из-за этого я добавил +1 в жалкого покупа.
Wow. Okay, check out the big balls on fire, cop.
Прям шаг влево, шаг вправо, расстрел.
Так, еще тело. О, я потом забуду хотя бы тело снять. Сейчас, Сиб, не уходи, это несложно. Мы просто-напросто отдаем Эдварду отмашку, что снимаем тело.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza most.
Потом.
Ты пропустил ты то, что он копа открывашку. А пропустил ты факт о нем, то, что он коп открывашку. Умеет натравливать подозреваемых, что они скрывают. Ну, открывают.
Понял.
Открываются.
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body, to be in depth clearly we can...
Suck my dick, bitches!
Hooray for us.
Все, теперь мы просим его снять труп, и ровно на этом заканчиваем. Или ну, можете уходить спать, если кто-то уходит спать, потому что он просто такой: хорошо, хорошо, мы снимем труп. И тебя мы снимем потом.
Но потом.
Я все деньги потратил сюда, добираясь. Так, сейчас, я не буду его провоцировать, я просто спрошу. Нет, я посмотрю, есть ли тут строка в диалоге. Есть строка. Лучше сохраниться, если бы я собирался что-то из этого включать. Я не собираюсь, я собираюсь заканчивать. Но для этого нам надо снять труп с дерева. А я потом об этом забуду. Ой, не сюда, не сюда. О, а что тут? А, потому что у меня логика теперь есть.
Как звучит-то, как звучит.
Что, у меня есть логика?
Угу.
Ну, курильное состояние все, ты все еще под укурильным состоянием.
А, кстати, не знаешь, когда я с него пройду, тут двойка сменится на единичку или нет?
А вот хороший вопрос, на который я не знаю ответ.
Ну, узнаешь благодаря мне.
Если снимется, то это еще один плюс к тому, чтобы не строить себе так.
А как себя надо строить?
Ну, у каждого свой выбор, но в том-то и дело, я себе сказал, чтобы хотя бы было больше, чем один.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on it.
Oh my! Don't take this question.
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. Besides, getting the body down it's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting. But of course, all joking aside, Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, you can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you.
А, то есть этот... Короче, ты получил от меня с ноги вертуху, а теперь снимай труп с дерева.
Расисты страдать.
Работать. Солнце еще высоко.
Погоди, Док, а ты ж себя снял трейд этот?
Кого?
Ну, снял с себя эту мыслю.
Какую? Российскую нет, она на мне. Она вроде не вредная. Плюс один концептуализация, плюс риторика.
Ну, то есть то есть к нам тоже можно это подставить.
Так мы тоже работаем.
То, что солнце высоко.
Да. Солнце высоко, и мы работаем.
О, кстати, погоди, Док, только не уходи из этой комнаты.
Вернулся.
В ящички залезь.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Remember, all items on the list have been withdrawn.
А папки?
The file cabinet, hundreds, and the same. You already went through all of the drawers.
Ну ладно. Значит, мало логики.
Ну тупой он.
5-3, в принципе, можно сочинить. Теоретически.
The unpromising race pupil returned. So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an...
You're so noble, Major.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
И как долго ты будешь это снимать?
The woman's gaze follows me.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
В это время головомер уходит бухать.
His craniometric
О, кстати, погоди. Проверь.
Are you cops or what?
Что, не ушел ли он бухать?
Нет, у тебя курево закончилось.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
Логика 2. Е.
You hear that? That sound. He's
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish...
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like every...
spoken by a mercenary pretending to be a worker.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner.
Быстро он, похоже.
Walking past him.
Сколько, полчаса? Нет, даже меньше.
The corpse has been removed from the
Нет,
tree.
15 минут.
Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Мы не выбирали сторону, мы сделали то, что должны были, чтобы сохранить порядок.
What you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic.
Ну ладно. И тебе не смог впихнуть кружку. Никто еще не ложится спать, я хочу посмотреть, как оно там, этот раскуроченное дерево выглядит. Так, и у тебя появляется строчка в диалоге о том, что я тут мудила, который присоединился. А, не появилось. Интересно. Как будто бы это ни на что не повлияло. Ну, наверное, на что-то повлияло. Что мы сняли тело так, а не подстрелив. А какие еще способы есть? Тупо отстрелить там наверху и все. И этого просить. Какой еще способ?
Ну, еще какие-то, которых мы просто не знаем.
Можно. Видимо, в лес.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished. Gently laid on one side.
Нет, просто нет.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too... Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2.
The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
No, you and I are
зря ты
detectives.
начала разговор
The honorary
долгий.
rank of detective signifies
Долгий?
our ability to handle
Да.
the entire incident chain.
Блин, я не знаю. Так, ну-ка, если загрузить. 13 минут. Ой, блядь. Нет, извините. Да, чувствую.
Все, извините.
Your station would not have assigned you on this.
Ты что, в Чечне, что ли?
Был жалкий коп, теперь жалкий док.
And takes a deep breath.
А нет, ладно, быстро.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Погоди, там была кнопка уйти.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself.
Так, ну мы еще можем побеседовать нормально. Все, сохранить.
Правильно, диалог начат, значит начат.
Все. Всем спасибо. Скоро тело. И у нас еще 2 очка навыков, если что. На Куна или на дверь. Хотя на Куна мне немножечко это... Не хочет и не надо. Пошел он.
Ну, ты можешь сохраниться.
Не знаю, это если прям в этом есть жуткая необходимость, а очков навыков вообще никаких нет, потому что это немножко обрушает что-то. А на этом стрим заканчивается. Всем спасибо, всем пока.